Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Darkstone Rising. First of all, an apology to make. I was in such a rush to get yesterday's video out, or day before's video out, that when I was pointing to the inlays, I actually forgot to put them on. And as it takes 5 hours to upload a video, I didn't bother pulling it off, redubbing it, and then putting it back on again. So apologies for that. I'll see if I can manage to get that right this time. Today we're going to be talking about painting skulls, and every time I think about painting skulls, for some reason I want to break out into some sort of like piratey voice, like "Yarr, we be painting skulls today," but I'll avoid doing that because that sounds childish. So I suppose we better get on with doing some painting. Over to the table. So since we were last here, I have done a few little bits to the miniature, and that is that anything that I'm about to paint, I've literally just painted black. So let me just get a brush so I can point a little bit better. There we go. So there's a little tree stump here, there's some barbed wire in the foreground here. We do have, where is it? On this side of the model we have another couple of logs, a couple of skulls, and at the back end of the model another skull, and it's those that we're going to be interested in painting today. So the colours we're going to be using, and what I've done is when I've painted the skulls black is that I have, let me just show you, I've sort of left the very bases of the skulls, there we go, the very bases of the skulls have actually still got the browny tinges of the texture on them. And that's so that when I've painted them, it looks like they're emerging from the earth rather than just sort of being sat there. I've blended, they're sort of blended into the background, if that makes any sense. So we're going to be working with a reasonably fine pointed brush today. I'm going to use a 0. And the first colour that we're going to use is actually very similar to the colour we've started with on the base, and that's Rhinox Hide. Now I do find that there's a very shortly coming up, there's a magic colour that just gives the skulls that little bit more of a skull look about them. So I will sort of tell you my secret ingredient very shortly. But what we're going to do, I'm just trying to get the camera to focus there, is we're just gently going to pop the Rhinox Hide. I'm going to leave a little black outline around the edge of the skull so that it pops a little bit more once we get colour on it, and just gently dab the brown. There we go. We'll just do the other one. Try not to be too heavy with the brush so that you don't end up just smothering the, I mean they're very tiny, so you don't want to smother them in paint. It's just gently dabbing little bits of texture onto the brush, sorry, onto the skull. And I'll just do the one around the other side. And I think this is going to be a really nice quick video, but hopefully give you a nice technique to take away, or a recipe to take away. Okay, so that's the first layer on. We're then going to swap over to a little bit of Doombull Brown by Citadel, and I'm going to paint while the paints are still very slightly wet, just to assist with that blending, as we did yesterday with the, or day before yesterday with the base itself. And we're just reducing coverage to highlight areas like the bottoms of the eyeball sockets and the top round of the skull. move on to the next skull. And our little mate round the corner. Okay. So that's a little bit more colour on him. Now the secret ingredient, the thing that I really find that as you do the blend through the colours that really makes them look a little bit more scully is this colour. And this colour is Japanese Uniform World War II by Vallejo. And it just gives a little bit of extra, I don't know, I just really like the colour it comes out with. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing the World War II with the Doom Ball. And we're going to do a little bit of a transition first. Here we go. And we will just, a little bit less coverage than we had before. Trying to leave some recesses dark, which will make the lighter colours pop even more when we get to them. Okay, and now we'll actually go to clean the brush first. And then I've just been disgusting and sleeked off the excess water with my tongue. I just suck the brush to a tip. I'm sure that I can't be the only one out there that does that. And then as we get the skulls, now we're talking about just doing the side of the skulls. We're getting our lines of coverage are getting a little bit less now, a little bit more accurate in placement. Let's not forget our little friend round the corner here. Okay, and then we're going to move over to some bone white, surprisingly, as we're doing bone. But I'm going to mix the bone white into a little bit of the Japanese World War II colour, Japanese uniform. Otherwise the transition will be too great all in one colour sweep. lights are a little bit harsh. Let me just turn the lights just down a little bit, just so we can... It's really not picking it out very well. Come on, camera, focus on me. Okay. And then we'll do our little friend around the corner. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, is he? So literally just catching where the light would be a little bit stronger. Down the edges of the sides of the bone. Just catch his teeth. A little bit of the mandible coming out. Okay. And then we'll go to the bone white. And that literally will be really, really on the highlights. Okay. And they're not really quite, to be honest, they're not really showing quite as nicely as they look in real life. I'm just going to pop a little bit of the Japanese yellow back onto the side of this skull, but actually I'm a little bit disappointed how they look on camera. Okay, but that in essence is all we need to do, and I'm just going to give a little bit of a touch up with the yellow. But that's our skull's done. I'm sure that when you actually paint them and go through that colour process yourself, you'll see how nice a mix of colours it is. I'm a little bit actually, now we've got a little bit of distance, it's maybe showing up a little bit better. That you can actually see that they're protruding from the dirt. You can actually clearly see and pick them out as you look at the miniature. So that's better. I'm happy. It's just close up. The camera isn't really picking the colours out very nicely. So tomorrow I'm going to do the wood on here. I've got quite a busy day today. I also play EVE Online, and we have without too big a spoiler, we've got a bit of a battle coming up. That'll be a surprise in EVE Online. Anyway, I'm going to shoot and get the rest of this video finished. Well, that was a nice quick video. Hope you enjoyed the technique, hope you enjoyed the recipe for the colours. The camera really didn't pick up the colours very well, but you do have a really nice blend from the browns in the shadows through to the yellows on the sides, and it does give you a really nice skull colour tone. So please do try that. If you do enjoy it, please do like and subscribe. It's really wonderful that you guys are being so supportive, having lots of nice feedback. Hoping I'm helping grow your hobby as well as learning new techniques myself as I'm progressing myself. I've never painted Tyrannus before, so all of this is me learning as we go as well. So I'm looking forward to painting some more in the future. And the question we've really got to ask is, are we painting minis yet? Hell yeah! And I'll catch you in the next one.